AITA for my response when my mom tried to get me to reconnect with my dying father? I, 30F, went and see with my dad 8 years ago. There were several reasons for this, but my final straw was when he stole my rent money, $800, causing me to get evicted. He's done way worse, he's always been an abuser in every sense of the word. But at the time he had been working on himself and I really thought that he had changed. So when that happened, I was done. He got extremely aggressive when I stopped talking to him and his reaction only reinforced why I did it in the first place. Throughout the years, my mom has tried to get me to forgive him and came up with excuses like she always does, but I held firm. Last week, my mom called me and told me that they just found out my dad has lung cancer and he's refusing to get treatment. He had to watch a close family member go through chemo when he was a kid and doesn't want to go through that. I know this probably sounds awful, but I didn't feel anything. It was like hearing about a friend's distant relative and not my own father. I felt empathy for my mom, but that was it. I responded with, "That's awful, I'm sorry." She then turned the conversation to me and my dad's relationship, trying to get me to reach out to him. I firmly told her no, but she kept pushing. Eventually, I snapped at her and told her I don't care about the circumstances, I'm never talking to him again. She responded with, "He misses you a lot. He wants the chance to repair your relationship before he dies." Here's where I'm probably TA. When I get mad enough, I'm really good at calmly instigating people until they leave me alone. It's definitely a toxic trait and I am trying to work on it, but she really set me off. I said, "Oh man. Suggs for him, huh?" in a sarcastic voice. Obviously this started an argument. We went back and forth for a while with me continuing to goad her. Eventually she snapped that I was being an evil witch and I responded in the same tone, "I know, I'm such a dumb C-word, aren't I?" My dad's nickname for me, and she hung up. We've not spoken since and I've had both of my siblings tell me how messed up it was. I definitely know that I was an AH, especially considering she just found out her husband was dying. I essentially gaslit her until she stopped. But I felt like in this situation it was kind of justified because she wouldn't back off and it was the only way I could think of to get her to stop. Edit. A lot of people are going after my mom, and while I understand why, there's a lot that I didn't mention here. My mom is even more of a victim of my father than me or my siblings. She tried several times to get us out while I was growing up, but he kept her so dependent on him she could never manage for long. And even if she could, he would make constant threats against us. She had good reason to believe that they weren't just threats, until she came back anyway. When it comes to the rent situation, she was on my side for that. There was a massive blow-up and she ended up with a dislocated shoulder. At this point they've been married for 35 years. They met when she was 16 and his abuse is pretty much all she's ever known. It's easy to come up with excuses for someone when you've been doing it most of your life.